Hello Internet, welcome back. Yeah, why are we at a U-Haul center? Well, it has nothing to do with today's video. That's just where I'm at. I'm waiting to get picked up by Uber to go pick up our next project vehicle, which I usually just say in the title. We're going to keep it a little secret, so you actually have to watch the video to find out. So yeah, just got back from Long Beach, next day. F-150 made it, the trip to Long Beach and back. Awesome, no worries. And you saw the video where we made it there, but I had to make it back. And now we're gonna go pick up another ride. The cool thing is, my wife still doesn't know about it. I'm gonna see if I can keep this a secret from her, maybe even do the swap under her nose, just say that somebody wanted it, but then say, hey, this is actually your ride, because with some moves we want to get rid of our other daily, and she needs a little bigger SUV for things and stuff, so let's go pick this up. Alright, this is the most difficult thing I've ever experienced. Last time I bought a car from auction, it was through Copart. Go in there, give them the check. I bought this through a broker though. Then bring it on the forklift, and you go on your way. So, wait in line 15 minutes, and they tell me to go down this building on the street. There's a little trailer. Then they tell me, can't even pull it out unless you have a yellow vest on. I'm like, I can't get one, I'm on foot. Luckily there's one over here. So, yeah, later, good racket they got going on. Let's go see if I can pull this. Well, at this point, it seems a little easier. So they're gonna pull out the truck. My tow truck driver isn't here yet, but we'll be able to see it getting plugged out. So it might take 10-20 minutes, but you guys get to go in the future. That's not it. Another guy here that got bamboozled with the vest issue. It's weird for a first timer because everyone acts like you know what you're doing, but you have no idea when you've never done this before. Which I have, but just not at a different company. So it is what it is. Like, I had no paperwork. I just told them a stock number, and that was it. It's interesting because they're like, well, if your tow truck isn't here, then they just put it in this corner over here and watch it because it might get stolen. I was like, oh boy, we are South Phoenix, where it's, you know, real great neighborhood, along Broadway where all the junkyards are and whatnot. But interesting process for sure. Driver beat them getting it out, so we're still waiting for them to pick it up. Well, Internet, there it is. What is that thing?
Should have grabbed it from the back like he was originally.
I don't know why
he. From the front.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Property. Now we're gonna have all the weight on the back of this. Hey.
Yeah, that's an Expedition, long donger. Look at that. Yeah, here's a 2014 Expedition DL. So if you know anything about these, they are still 5.4. They do have a 6R80 and some other bonus things. So we'll get it back to the shop and I'll tell you a little more about it. Well, the battery has life. It said it was a stationary auction, and it does turn on and all that good stuff, but we'll play with it at the shop when I have more time, because I gotta get home because the wife has no idea what I'm doing. I'm stalling. The tow truck. Oh, got 3/4 of a tank. You ready?
Put your e-brake on. I'm trying to just let go of your chains and let you fall right out.
Okay. So the wife dropped the son off this next morning. Drove right past the Expedition. Not a clue. So, yeah. See how long she notices. She was wondering where I was last night because it took 2 more hours than I thought. But yeah, maybe later on, next couple days, we'll see if this thing starts. Back at the shop, I got like 4 minutes to see what happens when this thing gets to try to crank over. I'm gonna check the oil. That's the one thing I want to do before just get a little clue on what might happen. But let's see what's up. Let's see what the coolant looks like. little low. Doesn't look milky. I don't know. No forbidden glitter. No milky shake. This key says no crank. Maybe that's just for getting in reasons. This one says S, so maybe it'll do something. Let's see. No, that's doesn't even turn. Def light, so that one's not programmed. That one's definitely not cut right. I got a third key. Let's see what that does. That must be the one I used the other day just to see if it. Ooh, that sounded bad. She's rattling in there. Ooh. We'll just leave that for another day. Yikes. I don't know if you could hear in the video a little rattling and it wouldn't stay running. It didn't sound like, it sounded like a high pitch, like the timing changer something went off, or maybe it skipped timing, but yeah, I'll investigate it in a few days here when I have more time, so yeah. All right, it's been a couple days since I tried starting this expedition up, and I want to get some video of it under the hood when I try, and I think that's where we'll conclude this new episode and new build. So let's get this camera under there and maybe get a better audio from the phone than from the passenger seat or the driver's seat. This little once over, we got a coil missing and an injector pulled. So I'm guessing they pulled that maybe to get it back. Definitely a little clue there. Let's look on the other side. Yeah, nothing pulled on this side. So that'll give me my clue. I'm gonna put the camera closer on that passenger side and see what's up. I couldn't keep it running with the throttle full, partial otherwise. I'm sure you heard all what's going on in here, so it's okay, because we don't need this engine. But let me get back in the shop and explain what I may or may not do with this thing. I got 3 options I'm considering, and maybe you guys can guide me. But I've kind of already made up my mind, but yeah, so let's talk about that. All right. Back at the shop, you'd be asking yourself, why would you choose an 11 to 14 specifically Ford Expedition? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One of them reasons is you can reuse the 6R80, because unlike the 09 and 2010 F-150 6R80s and the Expedition, it's all ran with one ECU. There isn't an internal computer like the older 6R80s that first came out in 2009 and 2010. Now, I haven't said what engine we're going to swap. I only said swap. I don't even know if I said swap or why I picked up an Expedition, but we are going to be swapping the engine because the 5.4 is no good. I got a pretty good deal on it. It's a clean title. Sight unseen too, and interior, I was checking it out a little bit ago and pretty happy with the purchase. As far as the engine, I was thinking Coyote, of course, would be a slam dunk. Like, very little mechanicals. Do electric rack, because I'm pretty sure they'll swap in. And it already has electric fans, unlike the 0408 F-150s. And like I said before, can reuse the 6R80, reuse the motor mount starter, all that stuff. Just have to do some hoses because it has rear heat. So the heater hoses, you have to do just some, hose stock and hose clamps and that. Or the other option I was thinking of was doing a 6.2, which would also be kind of an OEM plus because it technically kind of came in that chassis. Reuse the 6R80, blah, blah, blah. Get some 6.2 mounts from an F-150, should bolt right in. And the only caveat to that is that to get the gauges to work, which I've already talked to a couple of colleagues of mine, is you need a Mustang tune, and there is no such thing as a 6.2 OEM Mustang tune to have the gauges, cruise, and AC work. Another option was to put a Godzilla in it, 7.3, which would be pretty sweet. Gobs of torque, has as much torque as an old 6-liter diesel and more horsepower. Probably not as efficient as far as fuel mileage, but again, it would bolt up. Told you can use 6.2 motor mounts with that Godzilla to have it bolt into the that chassis. But it's the whole tuning thing. The only OEM computer to run a 7.3 Godzilla is 2020 newer. So you're talking about 3rd gen architecture. What do you do? Well, my boy Christian Papa has kind of a cool little product he's developing and has developed. He has it on personal car that allows you to use a Gen 1 Coyote ECU with a Godzilla, but it involves tuning. So I'm trying to make everything OEM as plus as possible, and 6.2s and 7.3s are about the same price, but if I went Coyote, I was thinking about doing a 3.11 setup or a 3.21 setup to get a little more compression, because it is a heavier vehicle, get a little more power out of it, a little bit more lower end and whatnot. But so that's what we're dealing with. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get underway on this project, but I think it'll be pretty cool. Not sure why they never put the Coyote or in the 11 to 14 expeditions, but now we can upfit it and maybe make a little kit. There'll be one product I think I can get out of this thing, is a little sub harness for the battery harness, to use the F-150 battery harness to make it all plug and play like I like to make it. So stay tuned on that project, and thanks for watching and seeing what we got going on down the pipe. Let me know what you think in the comments on what engine we should swap in this thing. Just the 3. We're not doing LSs or anything too wild. But Coyote, 6.2, 7.3, what do you think? And let me know. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. We'll see you next time.